Hey, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. So this Cyberpunk 2077 situation is a gosh darn mess, guys. So we all know CD Projekt Red came out and apologized for the game. Basically all but admitted that they knew base console versions of this game were going to be complete garbage. They had all the reviews hidden. They told people that they weren't allowed to show footage. They put their own B-roll footage that they sent to reviewers. The reviews were PC reviews only. They admitted to it. They're a bunch of scoundrels. Even though I think the game is decent, I played it on the Series X. They've been kind of shady. They're probably never coming back from this situation. But on top of that, in their apology, they said they would be accepting refunds, that you should be able to refund it on PlayStation Store and Xbox Store. But now there's reports that that's not what's happening. The report is that Sony's refusing to give refunds, which is frustrating a lot of people. We're going to read this article, and this article comes courtesy of PlayStation Lifestyle. And this is talking about the situation where Sony's not refunding this game, which is upsetting a lot of people. Now, I have heard that if you played more than 2 hours, they're not going to give you the refund at all. They think that's sufficient enough time for you to decide whether you wanted the game back or not. So if you have streamed or played this game more than 2 hours on your console or your PC, you're not going to be getting a refund. That would be like eating almost your whole entire plate at a steakhouse and asking for a refund. So we're going to read this article, guys. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now, please. Help get me to 80,000 before the year's end. There's no reason to not click the red subscription button. Come on. Anyways, here we go. It says Sony isn't giving Cyberpunk 2077 refunds to PS4 players despite CD Projekt Red's refund offer. So this is very unfortunate news to hear. Hopefully this has been situated and fixed and that people are getting their refunds, but we're going to read this anyway. Earlier today, CD Projekt Red issued an apology for the terrible quality of the console versions of Cyberpunk 2077. So this was the other day, right after they did their apology. It says offered refunds to any players unhappy with their purchase. The post urges players to go through the platforms to refund digital purchases, but apparently Sony didn't get the memo. So yeah, they again in their statement urged people to refund through the digital stores. According to multiple reports, PlayStation isn't playing ball, refusing to issue Cyberpunk 2077 refunds to players who have already downloaded the game. So, yeah, this has been reported by Fanbyte. Sony's upholding its internal digital order cancellation and refund policies, which state that once a game has been downloaded, it is no longer eligible for a refund. So they're holding true to their own policy, even though CD Projekt Red came out and said you should be able to ask for a refund through Sony. So this is, I guess, conflict of interest, conflict of policies. Ultimately Sony's the bigger fish here, and I feel they could dictate whether they want to or not, even if it's not right. Ultimately, CD Projekt Red cannot control what Sony does, unfortunately. Does it make it right? No, it does not. It does not. It says the one exception to this policy is unless the content is faulty, but multiple posts from people trying to get refunds show that Sony isn't considering Cyberpunk 2077 faulty, despite the glut of issues that make it near unplayable on PS4, which we've already seen all the bugs. We've covered the memes. We've seen the reports. On a base PS4, this game is extremely buggy, faulty, glitchy, has a lot of issues. Not so much on next gen, but definitely on base console. So it says Fanbyte's reporting shows 3 separate chats with Sony support reps declining to issue 2077 refunds due to the above policies on cancellations and refunds. While certainly not exhaustive, it's also not the easy and free refunds that CD Projekt Red promised players in its own post. So, this is a whole bunch of miscommunication from what it sounds like between CD Projekt Red and Sony. says it's unknown if CDPR even had the authority to issue a sweeping statement authorizing refunds through the platform holders. So they probably said that on their own to pass the heat. if you're thinking about it, like, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead and try to get your refund. They could have just did that openly and put Sony in a bad spot. Who knows, honestly, at this point. Now it says, or if it spoke out of turn and didn't clear the refund agreement with Sony before publishing the apology. So they could possibly be in a bigger world of trouble right now if they did that all on their own and didn't ask Sony for working this issue out. So it says this new report of refund denials follows earlier reports that Sony had been offering Cyberpunk 2077 refunds to some players. So some players apparently have gotten it. However, it seems like actually managing to get a refund is an arduous process that requires hours on the phone and lots of support escalation. So basically, a lot more effort than some people might be willing to go through. Some people just might not have the patience to get their refund, to talk to Sony on the phone. I know I hate customer service. So it says your mileage may vary, but getting a Cyberpunk 2077 refund through Sony may take more work than a simple quick support chat, despite CDPR's assurances that refunds would be offered to disappointed players. So, yeah, even it's easier for CD Projekt Red to say, oh yeah, just go get a refund, and having to go through the actual process. Sometimes it could be a bit messy, a bit pain in the ass, honestly. That's what it sounds like. So it says currently only the last gen consoles of Cyberpunk 2077 are out for PS4 and Xbox One. And there's a huge gap between those iterations of the game and the PC version running on top-end hardware. Native PS5 and Xbox Series X versions are scheduled to come sometime next year, But players have been extremely dissatisfied with not only the quality of the console versions, but the way CDPR intentionally misled players about the state of the game on console platforms. So they did intentionally mislead. They didn't show any footage of Cyberpunk running on base consoles. Again, like I said, the whole review situation was fishy. They tried to do that embargo on everybody, even though you technically are not held to an embargo. I don't give a shit what you have to say. You're technically not held to an embargo if you did not agree to it, if you're not doing it for review purposes. If you manage to get your copy early from a retailer, that's your copy to do what you decide to do. End of story. But now, this is the issue right here, the refund debacle. There's always something going on with CD Projekt Red. It's like they say one thing and the opposite happens. I'm hoping this could get a lot more smoothed out for you people that want a refund. For me, I'm not getting one because it ran fine on my Series X, enough to where I could wait for the actual next-gen update. I didn't have any game-breaking glitches. I've had, random bugs and glitches here or there that when I restarted the game, they smoothed themselves out. But let me know what you guys think. Have you managed to get your refund, or are you one of these people that are having a hard time getting a refund from Sony or even Microsoft? Let me know in the comments section down below, guys. If you're not subscribed yet, please do so. Please, please, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel by the year's end. 80,000 is the goal. Hopefully I earned your subscription with this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.